Hey guys, it's Sydney and welcome back to my channel. I can't believe the year is almost over. It's so crazy, but I've had the best year doing fashion and beauty videos with you every Thursday. So today I figured let's do something a little different. Today I wanted to go over 16 things you may not know about me to close out 2016. Number one is I paint. So a lot of you may not know this, but I was a studio art minor. I love painting. I love sketching. Actually, all the paintings in my house I did myself when I used to have more time. When I went to Paris recently, I sketched. I spent every day sketching in museums, and it was so fun. So I really hope I get to do some more painting and sketching in 2017. So number two, I'm obsessed with peanut M&ms. So I have loved peanut M&ms since I was a kid. And I go to the airport and I get this party size pack and then I finish them before the plane takes off. It's lovely. Number three, I'm animal obsessed. So I'm not just bunny obsessed. You guys are very familiar with Miss Bunny Bell. She loves to crash all my YouTube videos. She's my rescue that I got, I think 8 years ago now. So crazy, she's my little girl. But I've always been obsessed with animals. I'm big into animal charities. Best Friends Animal Society is my absolute favorite. They have this rescue place in Utah, my mom and we went to visit and we walked the dogs and played with the cats and I just love animals and I want one day to have a big ranch where I can save them all. But until then, I rescue Bunny Bell and volunteer. Number four, I'm ridiculously clumsy. Ever since I was a kid, I would fall, scrape my arm. Even now, I mean, I have scars all over. Like if you guys see my knees from falling as a child, and now it's about my hands. Like I was trying to cook the other day, I burnt myself here, I grated my finger here, I bumped into the table like this morning, last night. Night before. I just bump into everything. So if you see bruises, that's what it's from. It's me bumping into a lot of tables. Okay, number five is a more personal one. When I was 13, my dad committed suicide. For years, I couldn't even say that word. I was so angry at him. I hated him so much. And it's just in recent years, I'm actually able to talk about it. I still get a little teary. But I am a huge proponent of mental health awareness because he suffered from depression and so many different things, so I don't want to get too much into it because this is supposed to be a happy 2016 video, but I wanted to share that with you guys in case you've had a family member that's passed away from it, so we can chat about it. Number six, I was an awful teenager. Like I was so rebellious, my poor mother. I mean, let me just give you a few examples. So I used to wear Gucci Rush perfume. It was so sweet and my mom was basically allergic to it. When I would be around her with it, she'd cough and gag. So one day I come down for school to get ready. I come down to the breakfast room and I sprayed it on to, get her all angry and she sprayed me with Lysol. Like she literally came out and she's like, shh. And I was like, Mom, what's wrong with you? So we've had so many different fights. I mean, she would say you're grounded. I'd be like, I am not grounded. So I was a crazy, crazy teenager. Number seven, my mom is my BFF. So as rocky of a time we had when I was a teenager, now she's my rock. I talk to her at least once a day, probably like 3 or 4. We text, we email. I mean, she is just my best friend and I'm excited because we're gonna get to travel more in 2017. So I hope I can take you guys along with me more. Number 8, I love Taco Bell. Like, love it. Everyone thinks I live in LA and I drink my green juice, but oh my gosh, I love 2 soft taco supremes and a Baja chicken chalupa. It has not changed since I was 16. Sometimes I like to mix it up with a Mexican pizza, but those are my 3 staples. Number 9, my workout is hot Pilates. So a lot of you guys ask what I do to work out. To be truthful, I'm not too big into working out, but as I said before, I love Taco Bell and I love eating, so gotta work out. I found this studio, Hot Pilates. I'm obsessed, gets my booty in shape and allows me to eat my Baja chicken chalupas. Number 10, my favorite color is yellow, my favorite flowers are tulips, and my absolute favorite flower is yellow tulips. So now you guys know what to send me. Just kidding. Number 11, it took me 30 years to learn how to cook. I don't know, I just didn't grow up cooking. I didn't really care for it, but my boyfriend loved when I cooked for him, so I started doing it. Baking, I can't do it. I can't follow recipes, like the directions. I don't know, you're like 1 cup of sugar here, this and that. It just turns into a mess. So my baking does not work, but I must say my cooking skills have gotten pretty good in 2016 and I pin all the things that I get inspiration from. But again, can't follow the directions. So I just take a little pinch of salt here, throw it in and just make it work. Number 12, I used to have a Cuban accent. Pero like, so I grew up in Miami and everyone was Cuban and all my friends were Cuban. So when you would call me, I'd be like, this is Sydney, 323-363-6293. I can't believe I remember my high school number. Weird. So I used to have a Cuban accent when I lived in Miami, and then I moved to LA and like everyone talked like this, and like everyone was like a Valley girl, and I just picked up a Valley girl accent. And then it was so funny because I went to school in Boston and I did a study abroad program my junior year, and I went to London and I was so excited. I'm like, hey, I'm going to have a London accent, but you can hear it. I can't do a British accent. I just can't do it. So of course, the one accent I want, I can't pick up. Number 13, Kim Kardashian taught me how to pose. So my first job out of college, I worked for E! Online. I became their Hollywood party girl. And it's when Keeping Up with the Kardashians first launched. So I filmed this little web series and Kim, Kourtney, and Khloe were on it. And I was like, Kim, you have to teach me like your signature pose. So she taught me how to stick my butt out and pose. I saw her at a party a week later for the Keeping Up with Kardashians season 1 premiere. Crazy, little did I know they'd become like the biggest empire ever, and she taught me how to pose. So before I was a blogger, I could rock the Kim pose. Number 14, I pierced my tongue. So I am petrified of needles, but remember, I was a rebellious teenager. So when I was away from my parents, I thought, okay, what can I do to really make my mom angry, but it won't affect me later in life? And I figured at the time, don't do this at home because I'm still not happy with it. But I was like, well, if I pierce my tongue, I'll have a scar on my tongue, which I do, but no one sees it. Number 15, Mafia movies are my favorite. So my all-time favorite movie ever is The Godfather. I just found out over Thanksgiving, my stepbrother hasn't seen The Godfather. Steven, if you're watching, I hope you've watched it by now. I am obsessed with Al Pacino, so I also love Scarface. But my third favorite movie is, as if, Clueless. And finally, number 16 is I most of the time will be wearing a $5 t-shirt. So I know you guys see me in these fashion videos wearing so many different trends and all dressed up, but when I'm at home and I'm just blogging, hanging out with my dog, I live in this t-shirt that I found at Forever 21. I stock up on them, they're $5. During the summer, I blog in them with my underwear. Can't show you that. And during the winter, I put on sweatpants. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning some random facts about me. I'd love to hear more about you. So leave a comment in the section below, and I want to know what you want to see in 2017. So now that you know 16 more things about me, let me know what you want to see in 2017. I'm in Australia for the holidays. So excited. So I'll have some videos on that for you. And Happy New Year. I love you, YouTube fam. Subscribe if you don't already, and you can catch me on social media over the holidays. I'll see you in 2017.